Hey guys, it's Bree. Welcome back to #BSB. Now before I continue, I just want to apologize for my raspiness. I'm still in the process of getting my voice back, but it'll be back soon, so don't even worry. Now in my last video, I gave you guys an inside scoop on my truth, the reasons why I decided it was time for me to go back to school and pursue my MBA. And I also gave you guys a little synopsis of the beginning stages of my journey, researching more GMAT material and stumbling across this great event called the Forte Forums NYC, which is hosted by the Forte Foundation. Now this video is primarily about my overall experience at the Forte Forum. So let's jump right in. I attended the Forte Forum NYC event in August of 2014, and that event was hosted by the Forte Foundation. Now the purpose of the Forte Forum event, okay, let's backtrack a little bit. The Forte Forum events are hosted in major cities around the country. I live in New York, so I attended the one that's in NYC. The Forte Forum event in NYC is typically 2 days long because they usually get a huge pool of prospective students interested in the event. It's definitely one of their largest host cities. The purpose of the Forte Forum is to provide prospective students with information about the value of an MBA and connect them with admissions officers from all participating schools. Now, when I went, there had to be about 75 to 80, maybe even more, business schools there. To name a few, there was NYU, there was Columbia, there was Yale, there was Baruch College, Kellogg was there, Indiana University, as well as some international schools. For instance, Oxford University was there, and I was really excited to see them because, like I said in my previous video, I used to work at Oxford University Press. So those are some of the participating schools that were at the Forte Forums. So on to my overall experience at the Forte Forum event. To give you guys a little breakdown of what the event is, there are panel discussions and a business school fair happening simultaneously throughout the allotted time frame. Now, for the panel discussions, there was an alumni panel. I believe there were a few current students on the panel as well, just maybe like one or two. And then there was an admission panel. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend either one because I was too wrapped up in the business school fair. But just to go back to the panel discussions, with both panel discussions, prospective students are allowed to ask any questions that come to mind about the business school journey. Moving on to the business school fair side, again, there was about 75 to 80 participating schools when I went in 2014. And when I walked into the room, I was instantly overwhelmed. I was a little self-conscious about my delivery, about myself, like my introduction and like exactly what I would talk to the reps about. Prior to that, I had never attended a business school fair. I've only attended like career fairs, so I already knew like go in there and be able to spit your resume like the back of your hand out a business card. But I wasn't really sure how to approach talking to an admissions committee representative. Another part that was slightly overwhelming was the fact that there were hundreds of prospective students with the same interest as me of getting an MBA. So it's like, how do you get that alone time with that admissions officer without them saying, oh, make your questions more general so I can answer this for the entire group. I view myself as a non-traditional applicant. There's certain parts of my application that are very personal and specific to myself, so I always like to get that one-on-one time with the admissions officer. But again, as I went through every table, my pitch was perfected each time. One thing I would suggest using would be like the introduction formula for when you go on an interview. So you'll go in, you say your name, you say what you're currently doing, then you'll move into you'll probably backtrack to talk about your past, your background experience, and then you'll kind of segue into what you're looking to do post MBA. What are your future career goals once you get your degree? And once I started to really practice that and perfect that, it just started rolling off my tongue. As I said before, while I was at this event, I connected with a lot of admissions committee officers. One in particular that I'll never forget was from the University of Rochester, which is Simon Business School. The reason why I connected so well with her, and I'll never forget her, is because when I approached the table Number one, she was very welcoming, and when I asked her if she knew one of my friends from college who was pursuing an MBA there, she knew exactly who I was talking about, which let me know that at that school I would be more than just a number. If I were to attend that school for my MBA, I would actually have a name, like they would know me as Brianna. And she also introduced me to the Forte MBA launch program, as well as some Forte fellows, recipients of the Forte Foundation Fellowship, as well as the Consortium Fellowship. Now I'm going to give you guys an inside scoop on the Forte MBA launch program, as well as the Forte and Consortium Fellowships in the next video of #BSB. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and like the video and subscribe to my channel. And one thing I'm also gonna add in the description box is the Forte Foundation official website, as well as videos that link back to the last 2 videos that I've done so far. Until next time, bye guys.